Cerebral palsy is a disability that affects about 700,000 children in Nigeria. This is according to statistics from 2013, and this number would have since increased. The disorder is usually challenging for parents and caregivers coping with children who have the disability. Experts advocate for better living conditions for children with various disabilities. TVC's Kemi Balogun reports.
Cerebral palsy is a congenital disorder of movement, muscle tone, or posture. It is usually due to an abnormal brain development which often starts before birth. Some of the symptoms of cerebral palsy include exaggerated reflexes, floppy or rigid limbs, and involuntary motions. These signs appear by early childhood. This advocacy walk and prayer is to raise awareness on cerebral palsy and Down syndrome, and to project the need for more interventions on their care.
Coming out and celebrating themselves and their children, if nothing else, it does a lot for their psyche. So the shame is gone, because the thing is the stigma. Yes, we know that it comes with a lot of health implications, but the worst of all is this environmental stigma. So when parents are able to come out like this, their confidence level is built up, so stigma is eradicated.
Jones and Lois both have different disabilities and have lived their whole lives with support from their families and parents. They acknowledge that without this support, living would have been more difficult and their lives would have turned out different.
There are many people like myself and people with Down syndrome in this society who are mostly ignored. If you give birth to a child who has cerebral palsy, it's not the end of the world. It's not a mistake.
These children have potentials, they have talent in them, they have the gift, and they have what it takes to become whoever they want to become. I'll use myself as an example. If my family did not believe in me, I wouldn't have been where I am today.
Adequate knowledge of these disorders goes a long way in reducing unfounded superstition and environmental stigmas, and also helps in the effective management of children with the disability. It is also a difficult task for most parents who go through it.
In the hospitals, when you have the child at the first instance of the diagnosis, they're going to tell you, don't expect much of this child is going to be slow, this child will not do well, this child may never talk, may never speak, and all of that. So you go home with that burden. But the moment you start to read about it, about the condition, it's demystified. So when you have knowledge, you begin to learn how to work with your child, engage the child in therapy, visit hospital when you need to, put all things together. Special needs education is key.
The World Cerebral Palsy Day is an opportunity for the whole world to recognize and celebrate the 17 million people around the world living with cerebral palsy. Kemi Balogun, TVC News, Abuja.